The keeper of the last light. In the quiet hours before dawn, when the farmhouse still held its breath between night and morning, the old chamberstick waited on the bedside table like a loyal sentinel. Its coppery finish had dulled with age, softened by decades of hands that once reached for it in the dark. It had been made in a small workshop long before electricity threaded its way through rural towns, back when a single flame was enough to guide someone through the world. The chamberstick's story began in the hands of a traveling tinsmith who set up shop in a small Appalachian settlement. He crafted it during a long winter, shaping the bowl first, then the tapering stem, then the circular handle meant for a thumb hooked tight against the cold. When he finished polishing it, he held it up to the lamplight and smiled. There was something pleasing in its weight, sturdy enough to last, but delicate in its proportions, as if it understood that beauty mattered even in hard times. A young woman named Eliza purchased it from him the following spring. She and her husband were moving into their first home together, a one-room cabin with whitewashed boards and a single window looking east. Eliza loved the way the morning sun fell across the table, turning everything gold, and she imagined the chamberstick resting there, catching that light. She didn't yet know the countless nights it would accompany her. The chamberstick became part of their routines. Eliza carried it to check on her firstborn when he fussed, its flame wavering gently as she hummed lullabies. In winter, when the wind pushed against the walls and the air cracked with frost, her husband lit it before crawling into bed, so she wouldn't have to cross the room in darkness. During storms, when thunder rolled low and long, the warm glow gathered them together, its single flame casting silhouettes that made their small home feel safer. Years passed, children grew, seasons layered themselves like thin sheets of parchment. The cabin became a larger farmhouse, rooms added one by one. The chamberstick followed Eliza wherever she went. When her daughters learned to read, she let them sit by the table with the candle burning low, the light flickering softly across their faces as they sounded out words. When her sons came home from long days in the fields, they took turns carrying the candle upstairs, the handle fitting a little differently into each hand. By the time electricity came to the valley, the chamberstick had already earned its place as more than a tool. It had become a witness. It had heard laughter echoing up the stairwell, felt the tremble of a floorboard under hurried feet, and watched shadows dance across the walls during quiet conversations spoken after the rest of the world had gone still. Eventually, Eliza grew older. Her hair silvered, her hands slowed, but she continued to polish the chamberstick every Sunday afternoon. She said it helped her remember all the light it had carried through her life. When she passed the farmhouse down to her eldest granddaughter, she left the chamberstick on the mantel with a note, "For dark nights and bright mornings." The granddaughter kept it, though she rarely lit it. Electricity now hummed reliably through the house, and lamps were clicked on with the casual ease of habit. Still, the chamberstick sat nearby, unchanged while the world around it continued shifting. Decades later, after the farmhouse changed hands again, the chamberstick found its way to a small vintage market. There, among linens, books, and old kitchenware, it waited patiently, just as it always had. The soft metallic sheen still catches the light the same way it did in that first cabin. The handle still fits the crook of a finger. And though its flame no longer guides footsteps through the dark, its story remains etched in the patina, quiet but steadfast, like the memory of warm nights, whispered lullabies, and the gentle glow that once lit a family's world.